My name's Harvey McConnell, a senior partner in S. McConnell and Sons Limited. Well, the business started around 1960 with three brothers and my father in it. There was what you called a relief scheme then, where they took the men of the brew or the dole, whatever you like to call it, and they worked out in the roads, and we started putting builders into them from two different quarries in Newcastle, and that was where we started first to work at it. And we went on from there. Then we opened up into one quarry in Newcastle and started going on. But it was in 1983 then that my father ordered the first saw, but he never seen it working. He died at the end of 1983 and it wasn't installed till '84. So we kept going on from there, and we brought our sons all into the business, 5 of them's in it, and they seem to be all agreeing well, and we hope that they keep on at it, and that everything has seemed to keep growing. And it's a different day now to then. It was all hard work. It was all plugs and feathers and cutting with hammers and such likes, and now it's all machinery.
In early days, it was explained there with Harvey earlier about how it was all a lot of stone and building walls and stuff around the area here, and that's where a lot of the stonework started off from. Wee small jobs, just natural stone cladding as such, building walls in the front of houses, maybe building a fireplace in someone's house or something like that, and entrance gates into people's properties. And that was basically the height of a lot of our business in them early days. It wasn't lucrative enough to keep the 4 boys going. Leslie, in his early days, would have done a bit of work up at Spelga Dam with Langs, and he done some work up there, but then obviously the business started to grow.
I would done agricultural work and such likes, and with lime and fertiliser, meal as well, just to keep things ticking over. And but stone became along roads the main thing in our business, and we kept on some of the other things, but we still make stone the main end of our business.
It was probably around the late 75 to the late 70s where we had an opening of doing a job in the Silent Valley Reservoir beside us of replacing all the stones in the lower dam, and that was probably one of our largest jobs that started us off really into the stone more deeply and heavily, and it progressed from there into another job with the water commissioners. Was putting up the lime plants. These lime plants had to be in keeping with the area they were going into. So we had one lime plant in the Silent Valley here where it was for taking pollutions and stuff out of the water as such. So it was all a granite tower that had to be built. Within that tower, obviously, they had all these chemicals or limes or whatever, which was an additive into the water. And there was another one then down in Dromore that was built. It was all a stone building as well. Again there, they were trying to be sympathetic to the area that they were in and keep within the stone buildings. So with these 2 buildings, we seen a potential for buying a saw, and that was one of the first saws. My granda actually ordered the saw in 1983, but unfortunately because of his health and such likes, he never ever seen it in operation. He passed away prior to that. Well, obviously that got us into the cutting and processing of stone, which moved us into a totally different field of works. From there then we were asked about a job in Belfast. It was a restoration job, the Albert Memorial Clock in Belfast. Obviously it was a very large job, a very detailed building, the Albert Memorial Clock. and there was a lot of the detail had decayed and eroded over the years, which they were looking to get replaced. So we priced the job, and when we priced it, we had the idea in mind we need some kind of a machine to try and manufacture some of this profile stone. So that pushed us down the line of actually purchasing our first CNC machine. CNC machine is really a computer numerical controlled machine where you can set parameters within a drawing, on a computer drawing, and the machine measures where it has to go to. And you can take this from the model within the computer screen. So that is how a CNC machine operates, and that got us into a completely new field of work. For instance, there's 4 lions takes care of the Albert clock around the base of the Albert clock, so they're there and keeping all predators away, as such, if you like. But there was 3 of these lions were made brand new from scratch. They wanted to keep one of the existing, obviously for historical reasons, and there was one that was in reasonable good condition, which we done a little bit of repair on. They kept it there. We had a craftsman or a sculpture guy have a look at one of these lions, and he reckoned that it would probably take him in and around 9-10 months to produce one from a square block. We were able to produce one with the CNC machine in 1 month. So you can see the vast difference and the speed that the CNC machine has brought to the project. How it operates is that the CNC machine, we can scan the existing lion, and then that gives us a model on our computer screen, and then the machine can follow that model and manufacture a new one. When the stone comes off the CNC machine, it is never perfectly formed because it's a milling machine. It works with tools that go round, so therefore you haven't got all the crisp, sharp detail that you want from a finished sculpture. So after that, you've got to hand it then to a sculptor or a guy that's able to do carving and cut in and see, very artistic guy. So we had a guy out in the shed there, and he was able to do all the sharpening in, and still does to this day, actually work with us and work at that sort of idea from the CNC machine to sharpening in. That progressed us forward into obviously many other fields, and we were approached then about the Princess Diana Memorial. And we'd done other smaller jobs maybe in between. There was a year or 2 in between where there was a couple of smaller jobs, but it moved on to the Princess Diana Memorial. It was actually brought out that we had the only machine capable of working the lank granite. There were other companies in Europe, one in Germany, who had machines capable of cutting and shaping, but they felt that the machine that we had bought for the Albert Memorial clock was a much heavier and more capable of working on the granite that they wanted to use on the Diana Memorial. So therefore we ended up with the job of processing the stone for the Diana Memorial. Likewise in it, they actually come to us with the model, with the design of what they were aiming for, and we were able to upload this into our computers and have the model there, and then the machines then obviously could follow that shape and bring out the various shapes that is there today. As always, you know, and it was nice to be involved with all these types of things. Things moved on, we progressed on into the Armed Forces Memorial, the Bomber Command Memorial, many other prestigious buildings, the Guildhall in Londonderry. We also done all the restoration work in it. We done a lovely museum down in Waterford, a very unique frontage on the museum in Waterford, and a very unique job. It was because the client was the Waterford City Council, and they come along here with a small clay model, and they had it all built to scale. And they said, look, we have this made in clay, but we're not sure how to get it onto a computer. And we ended up with the challenge of getting it scaled up and onto the computer. And it was then put out to tender from our drawings that we produced. And we won the tender, and we were able to put the whole thing together as well down at Waterford. A lovely job. So it was, we actually won last time in the UK Stone Awards. We won the award for that work in the modern style stone cladding category.
You look back at it and you see the jobs as you drive by and you had a hand in doing it, and you say, well, it's still there and it's looking well yet, and that's what makes it so worthwhile. It makes you proud, but at the same time you have to keep humble.